Squats, very light, not very deep.
Thank you.
What are they should make these mats with like 4 weights.
We're gonna go toes up. So when we drive the knees out a little bit, we keep the inside edge of the foot down. And then when we come up, we put the toes down, about gathering the floor from the outside edge of the feet as we stand. And repeat, toes up, knees drive out. Roll in, toes come down, we gather the floor, think squeeze. On the way down, we're gonna spread the floor. When we spread us from the inside edge of the foot. Gather as we stand from the outside edge of the foot. It's gonna fatigue the feet. Keep going. Knees out, knees in. Knees out, toes up, toes down, squeeze. Want the inside arch working on the way out. Outside arch working on the way out. Inside arch working on the way down. Inside arch working on the way out. Keep going. Toes up, toes down. Start thinking about the rest of your posture. Start chopping the hips back. Gather the floor. Spread the floor. Gather the floor. Spread the floor. One more. Spread and hold. Toes up. Let's widen the feet a little bit. Turn the heels out. Turn the toes out. One more. Turn the heels out. Turn the toes out. So we're going to toe out. Knees are bent. Let's go 1 foot at a time. I'm going to go off to my left. Let that left knee drive out. I'm going to gather the floor from that outside edge of the foot. You'll feel this along the shin, outer ankle, and then we come back, we go to the right, gather from that outside edge of the foot. Pull the mat from the outside edges of the feet. Let's do that one more time. Off to the left, gather, pull. Off to the right, gather, pull, scrunch up the mat. So the feet are still turned out, so we don't have much hinge here, so we're still squeezing the floor. We're going to turn the feet in 1 foot at a time. We're going to lift the right foot, rotate in from the hip socket. Lift the left foot, rotate in from the hip socket. Let's do that one more time. Lift the right, rotate in a little farther. Don't let the knee lead the way. Lift the left foot, rotate in. So we feel the groin working, outer shin working. And gather that floor. You can go left and right. Gather, pull, scrunch up the mat. You should really get a lot of fatigue in the back of the hips. We should have a lot more freedom in the hips to hinge now. So now we can work on our deadlift mechanics. We'll hinge, core tight. We'll chop back into a long wing. So we hinge, back up. Just think, squeeze the floor hard, hinge. As we come up, we can spread the floor, squeeze the floor, spread the floor, squeeze the floor. The opposite of our squat. Squeezing on the way down, spreading on the way up. So we can bring the toes down for the hinge, help us gather. We can lift the toes up for the spread on the way up. Pushing backwards with the arms. Back of the arms should fatigue as well. Keep that going. Gather, toes down, spread, toes up. Gather, toes down, spread, toes up. Whole leg should just be on fire. Especially these adductors, outer shins, arches of the feet, very tired, low back. Let's hinge, reach the arms up, no motion from the back. Lift the head up, hinge the hips back. Think about lifting the trap up and out. Don't lift the collarbone up. Lift the meat of the trap up. Long neck. Bring the hips up. Shake it out. We're so used to hyperextending, we lift the collarbone. Imagine you got a barbell right here. If you did that, it's gonna hurt because it's all on your collarbone. If we drive upwards from the trap, barbell's gonna rest in the meat. That's what we want. We want it soft there. So lift up, not extend where we're resting on the collarbone. So you shouldn't feel the collarbones lift as much as the whole spine, the shoulders. We don't want to thrust the ribs. Shake it out. Let's go to left foot forward, right foot back. So too long of a stride. Keep it short. Think about your normal walking stride. Take it slightly longer than that. Let's start gathering the floor. Before we do that, we'll take the knees out. Same concept as the squat. The toes lift as the knee drives out. Toes come down as I wrap the knee in, gather the mat. Just focus on the front foot for now. Toes up, drive the knee out. Toes down, gather the mat. Should feel again the same muscles, outer shin, adductor. Shouldn't feel like the knee is buckling like that. That's why we're going out. We just don't want the foot to roll with the knee. We don't want the inside edge of the foot to lift. That's why toes up helps. Keeps the arch on the inside working. Keeps the foot stable. Then I can gather, rotate the hip in. Feel a nice stretch there too. Let's come back a little bit. We're still holding on to the floor. Outside edge of the foot is really holding on as I reel my weight back. Bring that right heel down towards the ground. Core is tight. Holding on to the outside edge of that foot. On the back foot, we're almost thinking the opposite. We're going to start on the outside. Roll the ball of the big toe down so you feel that right heel wrap in, squeeze. Our weight starts to come back. We feel that left foot pulling, right foot pushing. Just gonna ramp up all that tension in the legs. Then we get tall. Then we lift up. Remember that barbell. We don't want the barbell here. It's gonna hurt on the collarbones. Lift from the meat. Drive straight up. That'll be a more even lift. Then we can place the head up long. The legs are just gonna grab the ground. Get that heel down there. Good. Heels just slightly above. When we set this right, let's focus on the back foot for now. Rolling that right hip in, we're loading that spring of the hip. When I release that, the foot's gonna flare out and push me forward. To really rotate the hip in, and it's gonna coil. That's what a Stay-King step should feel like. Let's bring it back again. Wrap in, rotate in, release, comes out, hip rotates out. Rotating in so much, it springs outwards. You can imagine if you were taking a step. Let's focus on the front foot now. We'll bring that right one in, wrap in. Left one, we're thinking about getting on the outside edge of the foot, starting to gather the floor from the outside edge of that foot. This one doesn't rotate in really until we take the step through. This main job here is we're pulling from the lateral arch, outside arch, just pulling us forward. So two kind of unconscious things are happening. Get that push, that spring from the Achilles, and a pull from the lateral arch. Do a few of those. Outside edge of the foot, pulling you forward. So you can focus on one more than the other. You can make it all about the pull of that foot. Wrapping in, left side, pulling you forward. a lot to be said about the arms here. We're just going to focus on the feet. Lateral side of the foot pulling. You can start to feel the transition from the outside edge of the foot. It crosses the ball of the foot to the ball of the big toe. And if you can take a step forward, you can feel how now I transition. I'm on the ball of the big toe on the left. I'm in that push-off phase now. That's every step. This is how we train. Let's go right foot forward. Walking stride, not too long. Keep it simple. You want to be a little unsteady. Make sure the pelvis is in between the 2 feet. Let's focus on the front foot, toes up. Drive the knee out. Keeps that inside arch active with the toes up. Called the windlass mechanism. When those toes lift, it creates a strong medial arch, a stiffening of the foot. I go toes down, wrap in, not from the knee as much as it is from the hip. Hips coming in. So overall, I have more weight on the outside edge of the foot on the right, and the knee is slightly out. So I'm in a toe out phase almost. On the back foot, we're going to get the toe in. Start to roll that left thigh in. You feel that hip flexor start to engage. The heel starts driving out. And we can start bringing more weight onto that back foot. That heel starts coming towards the ground. Don't toe out on the back foot. Get that foot to almost face the right foot. So that start to ramp up. Get that screwing in effect from that left foot. That left foot screwing into the ground. We'll do 5 or so from here. I'm going to release, it pops me forward. Left, screw into the ground. We're going clockwise. That left leg, that left hip, rotating clockwise. Bounces, counter. Rotate it in clockwise. It's going to recoil, counter. Training for walking. 2 more. We're doing the work here, so when it releases, it just springs. This might be a tough concept here, but what I'm thinking about, after I've sprung through, I'm thinking about the world is spinning underneath my foot. I'm catching it with the outside edges of my foot, stopping the world from spinning, then I spin it with my foot the other way. And this foot catches the world. Spins it that way. Over and over again. Catch, spin. It's like playing catch with the ground between your feet. We're gathering from the outside edge, bringing it. Well, and that's a lot to think about when you're walking, but it'll start bringing, ultimate goal is to spring in your step. Get the arches working, all 3 arches. Transverse arch is just working all the time here. Getting a lot of work done. It might flatten a little bit. When you lift your toes, you're kind of flattening out your transverse arch a little bit. When we bring the toes down, ball of the foot is another way of saying transverse arch. There's an arch. So right in the middle there, it should arch up a little bit when we squeeze. You don't want to go too much. The balls of the foot lift off. That's too much activation. It's a compression of it. Now that your feet and your brains are hurting, shake it out. Let's have a little fun with that. Do the archer. The right foot's back. And don't go too far here. You want to just, it's going to look different for everyone, because everyone's got a different walking stride. You're just taking a little bit longer than what you're used to. Our ultimate goal should be to lengthen our stride out just a little bit. It shouldn't be like a crazy, relief. We're not taking huge steps. No one does that. It's silly. So we don't want to train like in a yoga position. Just a little bit. Getting tall. You might even have to relax the body just to center the pelvis in between the 2 feet. Let's let both knees come out. Both knees come out, I kind of shrink. And I can gather the floor with both feet. Get tall. Knees out. Gather. Do a few of those till you feel like you get a good shake. So at your own pace. I gotta do this a few times. I'm setting up for a lot of my different exercises. I want my feet to have a really good grip. We want to grip it. Then we can get into our pose, because I know with the archer, my feet are going to have to work like hell to hold on to the ground, because I'm going to start adding rotation and motion from my hips and my arms. Nice and tall. We'll start with a lot of elbow bend here. Doing that so I can start pressing forward as I pull. Just like there's a push and a pull from the feet, there's a push and a pull from the arms. That way I'm not overriding one over the other. They both get to push and pull together. We're getting equal tension. Left arm's reaching forward, right arm's pulling back. Even when I kind of compress here, I can let the knees come out too. Then they can wrap in as I pull my bow. Feel how both feet really have to work. I'm letting that right elbow kind of draw my body back. So my hip is following, that right hip is following that right elbow. I feel a lot of weight coming to that back foot, which means the front foot needs to be holding onto the ground. Right foot's holding on so it doesn't spin. See how much that foot is turned, Shirley? Then we rebend. That'll keep us from locking those knees out. I rebend, I let the knees come out. I wrap them in, scrunch up the floor. It's a scrunch from all directions. Out to in, front to back, and then rolling in. Should be a lot of fatigue in the feet, the legs, the arms. Doesn't mean we're like completely relaxing everything, but I am letting the knees come out so I can regather. Same thing with walking, we have to let the hip go out so we can get a good wrap in. Let's open up long wing. Let's take that right foot back one step. Let's hinge. Start spreading the floor. Lift the toes on the left foot. So when I'm lifting my toes, I can start bringing that left knee out a little bit. Get it out. Let that hip go out. Then I can go toes down, start scrunching up the floor with my foot. Then I can roll both thighs towards each other. You should feel like it's more from the hip. That's getting the knee to stop leading the way. Even a little bit, you'll feel it, just lose the tension. You can't really see it, but you can see how that knee's gone in a little bit. I can feel it. So I gotta lift the toes again, get that knee to come out, toes down. I have more of a hold on the outside edge of the foot, gathering from the outside edges of the feet. Now I feel a ramp up in my glute, down the hammy. Let's reach right palm up. I really rotate in. Right hip rolling in towards the left. Watch the neck here. Get that chin in. Start reaching up and back with that left arm. Get that chin in, reach. So if I reach back, it's too much on the spine. If I reach up, that's gonna keep my lower back from not bending. You don't want bend in the low back. You want all hip. Back and up, reach, reach, reach. Again, you should feel like when you let this go, you're just gonna spring. Don't think push out of it. You should have loaded well enough that when you let it go, it's like a rubber band, it just flies. Shake it out. The feet should feel very different. Let's even them out. Starts complicated, but start adding this stuff in your foundation training poses, then eventually to your walking. It helps. It's hard walking. It's easier if you slow it down. Something like a sled push or even walking upstairs. This is much easier to break down and understand in your brain when we're doing something like going upstairs or pushing a sled nice and slow. Right foot forward. We'll start walking stride. You notice we brought the leg back a little farther when we hinge. That's just a personal preference. You don't have to do that, just feels a little bit better. Letting everything relax. That allows my stomach to get tight. Allows my pelvis to come underneath my spine, even if I have to bring my head forward to get it there. That's fine for now. Just let everything go. We start from the feet. Lift the toes up on the right foot. Let that right knee come out a little bit. Keep the toes up. Place the toes down. I gather the floor from the outside edge of that right foot. Let's lock that one, hold it there. I'm gonna start coming back onto my left foot a little bit more. So I need that good setup on that right foot. I don't care how many times you gotta do it. Get it in there, grab. So I'm holding onto the floor as I start shifting my weight back a little bit more. Especially as I get my head up, you'll feel a lot of weight. Start going onto the back foot. And we don't want to be lazy in that front. Then the heel just collapses. Doesn't really matter which foot you start with. Settling back in that back foot. Now we'll think about that one. I'll let that knee come out on that side. Scroll inwards. So that might really ramp it up for you. Going out first, then bringing the hip in might be a game changer. To help feel that strong scissor, that anchoring of the legs. And then we could decompress up against that. And imagine we got barbells sitting right here. I'm gonna lift up. I don't wanna lift up with my collarbones, it's gonna hurt. Lift up with the meat of the trap. And we might play around with some landmines today so you can feel what I'm talking about there. Let's do a little broadness. Even here, lift the meat of the shoulder up. Imagine those weights on your shoulders. Feel the fatigue. Let's hit our arches. Hands out just a little bit. I got a lot of elbow bend. So I get that push and a pull as I draw the left back. I want to feel that right foot holding the ground. There's a lot of lateral arch. Pinky toe, second toe in, holding. I feel that screwing in of that left foot. It's almost like when I release the arrow, my body releases too. So you can play around with that. We don't have to go super slow as we come back. I've loaded everything. I release that arrow. That hip's just gonna boing, spring me. If it hurts, don't do it. But it should feel like, ooh, boing. You're loading, you're loading, you're loading. The muscles are getting to a stretch position. We let them go, they pull us back. If we're not hitting that, it's gonna feel weird to you. You'll be over here like, what is he talking about? If you got it right, you start feeling, oh, the shake. The shake, that's you bringing things to tension. From the neck all the way down to your toes. We don't have to release. We can go slowly back. Controlling that, but I do want you to start feeling that recoil, that rubber band fly. That's a little more daily life.
The side is so much more awkward.
A little more practical. Even the neck here, I can focus on the forward hand. Pushing with the right, pulling with the left. Good. Let's open long wing, hinge. One good thing about lifting that back foot up is a little bit, it just naturally props me up on that right foot. Then I can slide back just an inch. Then I'm almost to the point where, yeah, I can take that back foot away. We don't want to be there fully. We want maybe 20% of our weight on that back foot. It should almost feel like, yeah, I'm here. Not living in the back foot, not the knee bent. The hip, we're stacking the torso up on top of the right hip, then pulling that hip back. I always imagine I'm on the edge of a cliff and I'm trying to see what's down at the base of that cliff. Got it, feeling good? A couple things you can play with here. We can lift the toes again, a lot of the same shtick. I'm driving the knee out. It's making me sure I'm being honest. Right, that knee's already caved. So if I anchor with the knee cave, you're not gonna feel, it's not gonna feel good. It's not gonna even feel that, feel bad in my ankle. Lift the toes, drive that knee out. Then I can grab the floor, toes down. Then I can anchor it. Okay, that feels better. That ramps it up, right? The hip flexor's on fire.
Yeah.
Everything's working. You can even think about the back foot. We didn't really talk about that last time. Even though we got only 20% of the weight on there, we can make it work. I can push down a little bit with those toes. That's gonna stiffen the medial arch. Remember, that's the windlass mechanism. And I can to start twisting. When I twist the left hip in towards the right, that's a little extra pressure on the ball of the big toe. So we kind of have two opposites going on. A more lateral arch activation on the right, more medial arch activation on the left. Doing good? Let's go. Reverse archer here really quick. Right arm's gonna trace. Left arm comes up. As I release, it should be you should feel the same spring. Control the spring. Or we can let it fly, see how it feels. Practically using it just to get out of this position, right? If I want to bring my feet together and step forward, it should feel like I'm just letting it go. It shouldn't feel like I'm actually stepping. And that might be the thing with walking. Instead of just like falling forward all the time, or our feet are just dead, we're actually starting to get outside to inside, out to in, out to in, out to in, every step. Hip and the foot working together. Otherwise the knee does everything and the low back does everything. And it gets angry. So you might feel glutes pretty fried after all that. Feet should feel pretty fried.
Yeah, my right foot is burning.
Ooh, I like that.
The arch of my right foot is
Usually
burning.
my toes start popping after all that. Just try some light little bounces here. Heels up. Thinking jump rope. When I used to jump rope, I used to be like this, really arched. I've learned this. I want the core tight. Almost like I'm coming forward a little bit when I jump rope. Not leaning back, hyperextending. Feel the weight more in the mid. Don't have to hop. Just giving that example. Do those little shoulder circles and long wing. Just a mini plyometric. Let's slow it down even more. Go heels up, slowly down. Again, don't let the body come out like that. Keep the core tight, it comes straight up. We don't want those collarbones lifting up. Remember that, imagine that bar right there. If I lift up, I'm gonna dig in with the collarbones. Lift the shoulder up. I'm lifting the shoulder up from underneath the shoulder, if that makes sense. It's not that elevate your collarbones is a bad cue. I just don't want you to think elevate your collarbones means this. They shouldn't be coming up higher than the rest of the structure. They shouldn't be coming up higher than the blade. To create a nice even shelf here between the spinal scapula.
Maybe a bowl of cereal.
Yes, a bowl of cereal full of lead. But let's go back to our split stance. Left foot forward, right foot back. Think about your bowl of cereal. Let the knees go out. Gather the floor from the outside edges of the feet. As many times as you need to get a good grip. Let's do a shoulder trace. Let's claw the hands a little bit. Really active hands when we trace. Elbows up high, leading the way. So lifting up and out from beneath the shoulder blades. I don't want the collarbones leading the way. Everything lifting together as one. Head lifting. Reach up slowly as we do. We pull the right heel down towards the ground. Fingers connect. Heels pressing towards the floor, right heel. Tug of war between that heel and those hands. Pull your head back. The head starts driving back. You feel that front foot have to grab the floor. Let's make sure we're getting that outside edge of the foot down. Roll the hip in just a little bit. And slowly pulse that right heel up and down. Let the hands win. Let the heel win. Don't let it win easily though. Again, it should almost be, most of the work is pushing that heel down. When we release it, should almost boing, spring you back up. Focusing hard today on feeling that recoil. So this is a lot of your calf. We have the windlass mechanism working for us here. A lot of stiffness in the arch. I let it go. It pushes me. Pushes me. You just start thinking, with the right heel, what's it going to do? It's going to go counterclockwise. It's going to screw counterclockwise into the floor. Heel dries out a little bit. It springs clockwise. Then I rotate it back in. Screw the ball of toe, especially the ball of big toe, counterclockwise into the floor. Let it spring. Shake it out. Starting to add some decompression elements into those strong ankle positions. Helpful, get the feet under the hips sometimes. Just start in this position. Body loose, knees loose. Slide that left leg straight back. You got one of those floor sliders. That's a good setup. Then I'm looking down, I can see that as those toes in the back foot. I can see if the foot's doing that, right? Because sometimes you don't even know. I'll be looking at you, turn your dang foot in. It's still, you're like, oh, I didn't even know. I don't know what's pointing out. So start here. Good position anyways, it helps me relax everything. We need to forget what we know about posture. You don't want to be pinching the blades all the time. Let those rhomboids relax. Neck muscles relax. Allows your pelvis to come underneath you, core to get tight. You can go knees out. I kind of lift both toes when I do that, right? Because I don't want to roll the feet too much. Then I gather, squeeze, scrunch up the mat. 4 or 5 of those. Get your best squeeze and hold. Everything else is relaxed, so I can focus fully on the feet. Burny, right? Getting those knees out, so good for you, Kathy. Got it? Feel a good one? Let's get nice and tall. I lift, I got that weight on those shoulders, I'm gonna lift up. That head starts coming back, I feel my weight starts shifting. Left heel starts coming towards the ground. Right foot has to start holding. So I feel like the outside edge of that foot is really working to hold. Breathing. Let's get broad. Do that shoulder trace again. So take the wrists, let's bring them into flexion just a little bit, like wrapping our hands around big old duffel bags. Kind of keep that. See how it feels? It changes what you feel in your shoulder. Don't be here where it's lazy. Spread, wrap. Trace up, thumbs to armpits. Lift. Lift the meat of that trap up. You feel you're getting thin in your belly. Long and strong in that core. Lift the head up. You should feel a good scissor. We shouldn't feel too much weight in the front foot. If anything, I can almost feel like I'm really loaded in the back foot. The calf is hating me. As I reach up, I'm going to go clockwise with that left foot. Pushing that ball, the big toe on the left, clockwise into the floor. Ramps up that hip flexor tension. Get flatten my back out. I'm going to pulse the hip. I'm going to let it come up. It rotates naturally, counterclockwise. I screw it back into the ground. As the heel comes down, I lift with the hands. Make it impossible for that heel to come to the ground. You should feel like you can't get there. You're pushing as hard as you dang can. You can't get that heel to the ground because everything is decompressing, lifting up and forward away from it. That's the ultimate tug of war. I felt it get close. I'm like, no, I wasn't trying hard enough with everything else. Start to feel, play around. Going down with control. In foundation training, where you go down and up with control, I'm just wanting you to start feeling that boing. We're not in a hinge, Liz. Not in a hinge.
I didn't think I realized I was coming. Sorry.
You're in flat back. You're going here.
Yeah.
All the weight's gonna be here. You're gonna start getting all that weight on that back foot. Head pulling up and back. Screw that left foot into the ground. Pull that head back. You should feel the right foot holding on for dear life. So I'm bringing my weight so far back. And if anything, the head's gonna start coming behind the pelvis a little bit. Just don't, if you feel the front foot holding on, you're good. Simple, but not. Let's take it back home. What we started with, some squats. Just a little bit wider than a shoulder width apart. Now we're just gonna have both feet working with each other. We'll give one more thing for the feet and then we'll give them a break. Toes up. I'm relaxed, almost in a bit of a horse stance. Knees come out, toes come down. I squeeze, gather the floor, get tall. Toes come up, I spread the floor. Make sure I'm spreading from the inside edge of the foot. Then I gather, squeeze from the outside edge of the foot. Medial arch, lateral arch, medial arch, lateral arch, medial arch, lateral arch. Over and over again, fry it. We start getting deeper, a little deeper in the squat. Gather the floor. A little deeper. Gather the floor on the way up. Toes up, spread, toes down, gather. Toes up, spread, toes down. Yeah, we'll meet down here. Toes up, I'm in a little bit of a hinge. Let's walk the feet out 2 paces. Heels out, toes out. Let's go one more. Heels out, toes out. Let's get back into that horse stance, knees nice and wide. Go toes up. We're spreading the mat. When I'm saying spreading, think ball the big toe, spread from there. Don't necessarily think heel here. But let's bring the hips back a little bit, chest up, groin on fire.
Yep.
I'm gonna dorsiflex on the left. I'm gonna rotate in slowly. Make sure it's happening at the hip socket. If you put your hand there, you should feel it. Good. Got that left semi pointing forward. Dorsiflex. That's gonna stabilize the knee. I'm swiveling from that heel. Rotate in. Good. Let the knees open up a little bit. So now the difference is the toes are pointing forward. And let the knees come out a little bit. And I gather from the outside edge of the foot. You feel like your foot suction cups the mat. And the outside edge don't lift. Get tall. Now I should have freedom from the hips, from the hip hinge. I should have a lot more ability to hinge here. Reach those hips back. We'll go long wing. And I gather and squeeze as I hinge. The more I squeeze, the more internal rotation I get at the hip socket, the more flexion I'm going to get from that hip. And then we should just feel the glutes spring, right? You should feel same as before. We didn't really do that the first time. Below in the back so much, just springs you back up. So our work is being done here. I'm squeezing the ground. I feel everything load in the haunch. Even the back of the arms are engaging. The elbows bend. And the hips press forward. Think about a deadlift. Got the barbell. I'm working on lowering it down. I'm so loaded to my hips. Bam, it's gonna come up strong. I'm doing the work on the way down, so I have to work as hard on the way up. Let's bring the feet in one pace. Heels in, toes in. Let's get the toes facing forward. Sometimes this is easier. Just toes forward, toes up, knees out, toes down. Squeeze from the hip sockets, wrap in and squeeze. I like lifting the foot, turn one at a time, but sometimes that's monotonous, takes too much time. That's the quick version. Yeah, see how that feels. Imagine that deadlift again. Going down, loading the hips, springing up. Now let's really hurt your brains. We'll come down, long way. I'm gonna bring right arm forward. I'm gonna shift off to my left. So I'll be careful when I shift off to my left, I'm holding on the ground with the outside of my right foot. I'm start bringing my left arm up and out. Now let that left knee really bend. Let the left hip come back. I want the knee whip to help me here. So I gotta get the knee out so it can whip in. And I can switch. Whip in. Switch. The reach from that hand behind me is gonna keep my back engaged. Try to reach up and out to your side, but it's not behind you. It's making way too much torsion in your back. Keep your body broad. So with the knee whip, I'm lifting the toes on the side where the knee is bending to keep the inside edge of the foot down. Right hand's up high. It's a push and a pull.
Man, my arm just wants to go behind me.
We're thinking out, like we've got a 90-degree angle between the arms. Don't make it too obtuse. And I'm just reaching up. I can ramp up a little bit when I'm ready. The arms are doing too much. See how it looks? Just all twisty in the spine. You want to feel like you're pulling on that tight tissue. And again, you should feel like you're loading a spring, not just your legs, but your arms. So much, I'm reaching so much, my arms are boing, boing, just as the legs are boing, releasing that rubber band. The arms are lazy, you're not going to get any of that. Right? There's no rubber band snap. So you're just working on trying to feel that. And honestly, it's so much about the feet. The feet lose their position, everything else falls apart. All right, I'll demonstrate this quickly, and then we can play around with some landmines, call it a day. I'll record this last thing. So honestly, I like about 90 pounds on this, but we'll start your hands out nice and light. So, like I was saying before, I can feel my collarbone there because I hyperextended into it. I just want to flex a little bit, get it on the trap, then I lift up from the meat. I don't want to feel the bone of that collarbone. So this will let you know where you're at. And then I can do what I want. I can hinge here, or I could take it all the way down and do a lunge. It should feel like it's all in the meat. I could take my other hand out. That even kind of helps. Keep it in that trap. That's a great little, we call it the trap smash of the barbell. Just break up those tight trap muscles. So like landmines we've done before, but instead of using the arm, I'm using the shoulder. So it's a bit of a massage with our exercise. But again, we shouldn't feel the collarbone getting dug into. That means we're probably doing a lot of this in our decompression stage. We're flaring the ribs. The collarbone is coming up. That's just gonna smash your brachial plexus. I want everything to come up evenly. Meat of the shoulder coming up. We're lifting from underneath the shoulder blades. Chest does inflate, but not with a rib flare. Right, because then the glutes squeeze.